This represents relationships, choices. This indicates some decision about an existing relationship, a temptation of the heart, or a choice of potential partners. Okay? It's like often an aspect of the client's life will have to be sacrificed. A bachelor or bachelorette's lifestyle may be sacrificed and a relationship gained, or vice versa. Or one potential partner may be chosen while another is turned down. Whatever the choice, it should not be made lightly. The ramifications will be lasting, okay? So it's like, and they've been working on this for a long time. Alright? So this could be in regards to relationships you've been in, people that are coming towards you, okay? And they've been doing this for a long time. So let's just say if you've got in a relationship and the relationship wasn't good, there was fights, arguments, okay? Where the ramifications can be lasting, alright? So it could be like, you know, you've got in a relationship with someone, it wasn't good, bad things happened. Or then you got in another relationship and you was cheated on. These energies were working on this for a long time, okay? Behind your back. So, you know, you may have been at a friend's, or it could have been someone else there that you met. Nothing was a coincidence. It's like people were placed there on purpose to get in your life, to cause some type of destruction in your life. There's something about your strength in regards to these situations. I'm hearing you showed up, you showed out, okay? You could be a Leo, or you could have Leo in replacement. Your guides are very proud of you. Yeah, the situation at one stage, maybe, you know, it got you annoyed, it got you mad, but with your tail between your legs, it's like you submitted to there's a difference of showing strength in the way you talk, like, I'm not standing for that, I won't stand for that. Like, do you understand what I mean? And showing your strength in how you speak, how you come across. You know, for some of you may have got someone in your life and they were a bully, and I thought, like, you bow down to them, okay? whether you're masculine or feminine, but you show some type of strength in a situation. Yeah. Warrior energy, a victory achieved. It's like from whatever relationships you got in, or whatever ramifications, that they thought would be everlasting, or like you'd submit. It's like you show power and strength, okay? Warrior energy. You didn't accept to be treated a certain way. Yeah, you showed up, you showed up, showed out, okay? You spoke your truth. Yeah, with the strength and warrior energy, which you achieved. The devil. Yeah, some of you could have been in some real toxic relationships. Okay? Let's just say if you're a woman and you're in this relationship and this person thought like you bow down to them, you do what they say. It's like you showed some type of strength in it. Like you didn't stick with it. You moved on from it. You didn't go back to it, okay? You know, for some of you there could have been alcohol involved. For others of you, could have been, just for some of you, other substances involved. Others of you, you know, it was a toxic dynamic that you just had enough of, that you was like, no, I'm over this, I'm not going back to this, I'm moving on from this. Okay? Sometimes in situations like that, when you've been with a partner and that's all you've been used to, you end up going back and you make up again. Then, you know, you make up again. Then the toxicity happens again, you know, like a repeating cycle. But divine feminine, divine masculine, it's like you stood up for yourself and you took that. I mean, this chariot, they ain't got no reins, okay? But victory achieved by you, you know, taking leads, moving away from the situation. Like, no, I'm not dealing with this no more. Nothing's changing, or every time I return, it's all good at the beginning, but then it ends up, you know, arguments and fights again. And that can be like in any relationship, okay? It could be a relationship that you had with a friend or people you knew, and you know, you just had enough of being around them and their behaviour, and you know, them just wanting to reach out or acting like, you know, they had some type of love for you, and it was a toxic situation, or it could have been anyone, family member, an ex-lover, or someone you had children with. Whatever the situation, I'm just picking up, you showed strength. And it's like, I can't deal with you, I can't deal with this, I don't want you in my life no more, I don't want this in my life no more. You could have been dealing with an earth sign, it could have been a Capricorn, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and he just had enough. It's like you knew what you should deserve to what you shouldn't deserve, okay? In regards to the Two of Cups. Why am I sticking around dealing with this when I know that there's that out there, you know? This ain't love. This is toxicity. You know, I'm hearing it could have been down to some type of wound that either party may have been holding. That maybe two people hadn't got over. This could have been something you grew up witnessing, okay, from parents. You know, as you grow up, seeing your mum and dad fighting and arguing, and whatever else you witnessed, sometimes you grow up thinking that's right because that's all you've seen, and then that carries on into adulthood, okay? Or one of you could have been, you know, living with a parent that was, you know, let's say an alcoholic or parties a lot, and you've learnt that, you've grown up. Maybe you saw your mum with, I don't know, different partners. Or sleeping around. And then you grow up doing the same thing, thinking that's right. Sleeping around, thinking that's love. SCX and love are two different things, okay? So there could have been someone in a family dynamic that was working hard to keep you stuck in a cycle, okay? Or there was an earth sign here that was stuck in a toxic cycle. Or this earth sign was working on keeping another stuck in a toxic cycle. But there's someone here that's just basically may have, or maybe they were shocked of the way how you delivered the message or how you come across. Like, I'm not standing for that, or I'm not going to be around that, or I'm not going to be with someone that's don't want to change. Or it could have been something in your life that where you wanted better, and they were like, no, I deserve better than that. Okay, I'm not sticking around being treated like this. Okay, you knew what you deserved, and you moved away from people, places, or things. Seven of Swords. Someone here was guarding themselves whilst lying and stealing, but someone's got caught. So again, I'm seeing earth sign energy here. Someone was working on this for a long time. Whether it's working on different lovers, or someone had up to 8 different lovers, or it could have been involving money, using another partner for money, arguing, walking away, then the other person, reaching out, chasing after the next one. Then coming back together again, then doing something that ain't right, whatever it was, drinking, then fighting and argue again, or someone wanted money, or someone had a lot of lovers. And the reason why someone went from lover to lover was to do with money, in regards to what they needed the money for. Okay? Somebody could have had a bad drug habit, someone could have, liked to drink. The mixture wasn't good. But someone here has been caught, but they tried to guard their self. So this could have been someone that was either a family member, past lover, and they've stolen off you one too many times, or you spoke of it, okay? You showed strength, you spoke of it. It was like a trap laid for someone here, and they walked right into it. Yeah, they were sneaky, deceptive. This could be either someone in your family, it could be someone you had a family with, okay? Whatever it was, you've ended it with the 10, that's completion, okay? There may be a situation now where you're leaving that all behind. There may be a situation now where you're leaving that all behind. You stood your ground, you're not accepting this, I think someone thought you were different to what they expected. And again, I'm hearing you showed up and showed out. Like with the strength. You won't accept anything less. Like, you know what you deserve and what you want, alright? It's just that people that you've been around that have used you, abused you, and that could be, verbally, or talking down to you, or just using you, or having other partners, or stealing off you. That situation, yeah, it was toxic, it wasn't good, okay? Someone just using, your body, or coming in and then ignoring you, just playing mind games. Just someone had been working on this for a long time. It's like they were good at their game. And it's like there's a situation like that where you were someone that did have a lot of strength, okay? In whatever dynamical situation you faced. Someone may have thought like you was naive or weak or something like that, or you didn't have strength, or you wouldn't have the strength to walk away, or you just come back, something like that. Someone could have lied here, okay, protecting themselves. Someone could have said that, you were sneaky, you were deceptive, you were a thief, okay? There could have been traps laid around you, all right? Where this person tried to set you up. It could have been something as little as, I don't know, seen the package out a neighbour's door, and then you taking the package, locking the door, or, all right, okay, well, you know, it could have been something that's left outside your door, and you're like, oh, this ain't mine. Oh, what number does that belong to? Oh, let me go leave it outside their door. It's like there was little things done around you that you saw, and you was like, what's this? You may have taken that package and gone to the door and thought, oh God, this person don't look too good. I don't know, it could have been like a note. For some of you, it's like a trap. It could have been like a note in the door. Oh, can you please climb through the window and leave the package inside? Like, and you were like, what? I don't know this person. I'm not about to go into their property, or because then that would have been a setup. Do you understand? Yeah. Oh, well, I see them climbing through the window. And then the next thing, you know, the police are on their way. Well, what are you doing climbing through the window? Well, there was a note on there, and this package was left outside my... Do you understand? But there was something like you didn't fall for, okay? And there was definitely some type of magic involved, okay? Or the person whose home they wanted you to go into was a very, very dark individual. And you may have seen something like, I don't know, maybe a workman coming out there, or a workman knocking the door and saying, it could have been somebody you spoke to, like, oh, yeah, I'm not going in that flat, or I went in there and the person don't look too right, or they had all this stuff on the wall, or, yeah, you know, or there was, it's like your intuition picked up on something, you're like, no, I'm not going in there, but I'll just leave it there. So these things that they were working on for a long time, these little traps, you know, it's affect your money, it's affect your livelihood. I mean, with the lion being red, I mean, you may have, you know, yeah, anyone's going to be mad. But there's a difference of speaking up with authority and laying hands on someone. Do you understand? You could have spoken your authority, like, don't you dare, who do you think you are? Yeah, yeah. Or you made something clear, I see what's going on around me. Yeah, I ain't no fool, whatever it was. It's like, yeah, I don't know, this could be your grandmother or someone in your family. Like, I come down, I know you're annoyed. Yeah. I love you very much. Yeah. You were to someone like, all this has been going on for a long time with the Eight of Pentacles. They've been working on this for a long time. I'm hearing years. It could have been two people that worked on this behind your back. One that you thought was, you know, could have been a family member. The other could have been someone that, you know, you come across in your life, or you knew that once was a lover, or, you know, you had some type of sexual relation with them, maybe. And then, you know, you did find out, or there was stuff that went missing, or they stole a few, and you're like, no, I'm not dealing with you. Or it could have been from both of them. Could have been from two people, okay, that were working together for many years doing this to you. Again, it could have been someone that, you know, you once had And the reason why they work with this other person is like, well, yeah, you're the sister or the brother. You know, they're never going to think it was you. So it's like these two were in cahoots with each other, but it's like some truth you got. And you ended it, 10, completion, like you were done. You know, it could have been involving a Capricorn, whether it was someone in the family or a lover. But there was definitely two people working together here. Could be another family members, whoever it was, you just ended something here, okay? And the 10 of Cups could be you coming into a new relationship. All that toxicity, you being angry, like this one could go into this relationship. Because, like, and what I mean by that, if someone's caring, loving, then all this toxicity and arguing and going back and forth won't happen. It's like these people, because there was emotions involved in regards to this relation or relationship. This is why they manipulated you, because you're an empath. You were empathetic to energy or energies. And again, you showed up and showed out. Like, you showed some strength, like, nah, I don't want you in my life. Like, stay away from me. I see clearly. Like, you're a thief. You're a thief. Yeah, I know what's going on. I see clearly. That stay away from me. It's something that you've come out with, like, some type of magic they done that backfired, like. Some of you could be dealing with area. What made that come out? I was about to say Aries. Area. Well, it's definitely to do with an area. Okay, that slipped out. Yeah, I was meant to have said Aries. There's definitely something to do with an area. Okay, an area that you once went to, or area that you lived in, or the area you come from. Okay, King of Swords. With that eagle there, that represents someone here may have thought, or there was someone here that thought because of their position they were higher than you, okay? Someone here looked down on you. It could have been someone that was higher than you, like in a sense of maybe their position, okay? But it still don't mean you've got the right to treat people like shit, basically, okay? So this could have been some corrupt authority figure. That was just cold, and they've done this to many people. Or they were involved in doing it on partners, lovers, working with family members. It could have been involved in stealing money off you, okay? I mean, you've got a home in the background there. This is in regards to gathering information to work on it, to come against another, okay? So someone around you would be around you on purpose, then go back to this person, give them the information, then they may go back to someone higher and give them information, but it was all set up. They were working on this behind the scenes. It was like a setup, okay? This isn't something that, just it happens. This was purposely done. This person had been working on this for a long time. I mean, they could have been with the eagle eye. You could have had, eyes on you, watching you, reporting back, or someone can see that you're flying high, or you started seeing things from a higher perspective. With the falcon, right? I think it's a falcon. There's something you started seeing from a higher perspective. You weren't just looking in front of you without looking around like through rose-tinted glasses. Like you took them off. You're like, wait a minute, something ain't sitting right here. Something's going on. It's like the intuition picks up. It's like, no, something's going on. Well, there's a Capricorn here that started finding out that you were flying high, or you were soaring, okay? And someone wanted to keep you low. What about the King of Swords? Mm-hmm. I mean, someone here, after a while, maybe they kept planting these seeds and then they weren't, someone could have been, spending a lot of money or paying a lot of people and they didn't get much of something back. Because again, there's something you started seeing, like little traps that they started leaving around you. You started seeing something and you were like, nah. They thought that you weren't looking, or, it could have been anything like a partnership, or someone that you thought was a friend or a family member that you thought you could trust, and you kept going back and forth and giving them another chance, and because they were working on your empathetic side. And someone may look, this is planting new seeds, so someone kept, all right, go to the next one, pay the next one, go to the next one, pay the next one. Planting new seeds, but someone didn't get much of a, because you started paying attention. It could have been something as simple as, is that something you've done in the past they kept trying to use against you? They're going to go back there. No, I don't believe them. Oh no, we're going to put this in front of them and that person in front of them. We're going to tease them with this and tease them with that, and we're going to get a person to knock their door and try to be friends with them. So it's like some from your past, they tried to get you on that cycle again, using tactful manoeuvring, okay? It could have been a neighbour that's on drugs, or you could have been someone that one stage in your life, growing up, you just went through a phase, you've grown out of that phase, and they were like, oh no, we're going to trap them here, we're going to trap them there, we're going to put that person in front of them, they're not going to be seeing what we're doing behind the scenes, manoeuvring, malicious. It was just, they were working on this. Yeah, it could have been something like you, I don't know, moving to a new home, or, moving to a new area, and then they're paying someone there that maybe, I've said this before, someone that could be a drinker, or, oh hi, are you new around here? Oh, I live at number blah, blah, blah. And then, they paid that person because that person was an alcoholic and they like a drink or whatever they do. And they're like, yeah, if I pay you this, just say this to them, try to get him in. And then, you were like, not throw no shade at these people, but you were like, no. They thought you weren't seeing. They were protecting themselves as they were laying these traps for you, okay? It could have been something to do with drugs, alcohol, paying people that are on drugs or alcohol to try to get in your energy, putting you in toxic situations, okay? But yeah, you started seeing something and you weren't too happy. Again, with the Falcon, you started soaring high. You started seeing something from a higher perspective. Like you started looking, like you was up here, but then you was looking down at the situation around you. You didn't have them rose-coloured glasses on, like you threw them off. You're like, let me take flight. Let me look at everything down there. Let me see what's going on. It's something you started seeing. Yeah, your intuition kicked in. There's King of Swords. This is someone, I mean, yeah, this is someone that saw themselves as better than you. But they're not better than you if this is what they go around doing. They're not better than you at all. But I think it's because they had the money to do it, to work on this. And in this situation, money is the root of evil. This person was evil to do this. There's nothing more to say. They abused the position. They abused the fact that they had access to the money, that they could do shady things behind the scenes, manipulate other people, keep planting new seeds. To then, throw dirt on your name or dig up dirt on you. But they set you up. It could have been someone that was an authority figure that wanted, I don't know, a promotion or wanted to climb up the ladder, okay? And they were like, oh yeah, we'll use that one. I mean, I doubt if you was the only person they've done this to. I mean, these badges could have represented, badges, people in authority. Could have been up to 8 of them that they work with. Could have been people in their team or they had a lot of contacts, okay? This person looks like a mason, like someone that works on building something, but someone could have been part of a Freemason, okay? And they were doing magic on you, over you, okay? Yeah, this person was very deceptive, a liar, deceitful energy. It could have been something you spoke of that got this person caught. Could have been a Gemini, a Libra, Aquarius, could have been a Capricorn involved, or this person was working with a Capricorn, or they were having a sexual relationship with this Capricorn. Someone could have been having an affair with, an authority figure, okay? And then they were bound to that person, or they told that person the deepest secrets, or let's just say if they drove or they got a ticket, okay? This person would wipe that off their record, and that they were bound to this person because of the information that they divulged with them. Wow. This could have been a sister that had an affair with an authority figure. It could have been a masculine that had an affair with an authority figure. But there was lovers here. Someone sold their soul. Empress. Someone could have been working with their partner. Or this could have been another woman that was involved, another Libra, another Taurus. Or they wanted people, or they wanted to swap destinies and say, oh, you do this, you do that, and then they acted to people like, you know, they were the emperors. Or, you know, it could have been a Capricorn that was, you know, having relationships with an older woman that could have been married, that had a relationship, already had a family, children, and they were, you know, pillow talking and divulging all their information. And now this woman knew, had too much on them, and maybe they couldn't get out of the relationship. She was like, well, if you leave me, you know, I can get you arrested, or I've got my team over there, or something. Someone could have been, you know, blackmailing someone or something like that, or there's someone definitely got into some type of relationship where they were bound. They were bound. I mean, one of these people here may have fallen in love with the other one. It could have been this person that this Capricorn got with that was jealous of you, Divine Feminine. Okay? And because she knew that this person had habits or addictions, she started using money as a way to coerce, or, yeah, paying. Like playing on someone's, you know, addiction. All right, well, I'll give you 10 grand if you do that. Yeah? Well, don't worry. You get 20 grand put in your account. Something like that. Yeah? If you're able to get rid of them and sacrifice them, oh, that's just a down payment. You'll get more later if you complete this. Someone was like, yeah, all right. Like, they had no... Yeah, this is someone that just all they cared about was money and their self. But that could be you could be a mother, okay? Again, you know, you walk by Venus, they used your emotions, something to do with your emotions, or because you're an empath. Someone here thought you was really naive. But again, you showed up and showed out like, wait a minute. Let me make one thing clear, yeah? Yeah, there's a lot of sneakiness behind your back. A lot of sneakiness. Yeah, these two were watching you. They could have been watching you on the World Wide Web, because you have, you know, the world there. Or these could have been two that used to travel, or they travelled somewhere. They may have got other practitioners involved, okay? Someone could have gone to someone else that's part of this cult, okay? Because that's what it was a cult. So there's a lot of travel overseas, back and forth. Well, she went to someone that was part of a cult, and she was like, hey, I've got a woman here that you'd be able to make some good money from. It could have been that you know, they were looking to traffic you, okay, to these evil people. Oh, you'll get a lot of money for this one, yeah? Something like that. And we've got two people chains up there. Boy. You know, it could have been anything. It could have been, you know, you moved from one place, went to another, and these energies were all around you, playing in your face. Oh, hi, you just moved here. Like, trying to be nice, reaching out, but really, there's something that you either spoke of, you got information, or you saw what was going on around you, and then you spoke of something like, or it could have been someone that had been arrested for some sexual assault on a woman or something like that, or someone that had some mental health, or they were picked up for doing something. This could have been a man, and you know, they were like, oh, I know who we can use. Like, yeah. Like, she reached out and he was like, don't worry, dear, I'll help you. You see, I was touching her. And she was, like, you could have been, like, on the world, like, you know, something to do with, something you do where people around the world see you with the world there. She may have been saying, yeah, this is the one, there she is there, that one there. That's the one I'm talking about. And he's like, don't worry, love, I've got this. Yeah. Yeah, it was a cold. People that was cold. They could have paid a family, or they were part of a family, or these people would steal people's inheritances, okay, with all the Eight of Pentacles there. They've done this many, many times around the world. Yeah, they thought they'd never get caught. Some of you, when their energy, like, you may have got really mad or angry because you're picking up on their energy. Someone from your past wants to return. Maybe it was to prevent a relationship, okay? Or there was someone that may have given you some heads up about something, or someone wants to bring you in their family, or you may have just, I don't know, met someone, or they may have said what they were trying to, someone could have helped you in a situation, or there was someone that you may not have known that well, but you come across their path, okay? This person may feel like, you know, they're your twin flame or soulmate, okay? I mean, there could have been a Leo involved in this situation. And they could have had a sister. maybe a Leo had people around them lying on them. Or you may have heard a conversation like where someone's sister says something about, oh well, I've heard that you like young girls, or you're picking up young girls, and maybe the Leo got angry, like, what, that ain't true. That could be their sister. You may have even said to a particular Leo, have you ever been in the army or in the police force? They may have said, well, if I've got to tell you, I'll have to kill you, and laughed it off. And maybe that was a red flag, like, all right, okay. You know, it's not people's actions, it's what they say. It's reading between the lines of what people say. Because you didn't get a no, I've never been, you didn't get a no, and you didn't get a yes. There could have been a Leo that maybe when you, or I don't know, put that aside, or you know, your intuition's like, or this person may have had a dream about you, and they said to you about the dream, and in the dream you warned them of something, or there could have been a partner that you got with, and there was domestic abuse there, and then you did find out that this person you got with had been put in the hands of another woman, and you're like, okay, but yeah, you moved away from that individual. It could have been an earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo. Look, you know, it's not nice when there's domestic violence, but, you know, whatever you went through growing up, it's like you protected yourself. I mean, with the sword above these two people, there could have been a weapon involved, okay? But yeah, you know, some of you could have been with someone where there's domestic violence, or you lost children, or, you know, you had a house and you lost your home because of this individual. And looking back, you may think, why did I lose all that? You're like, yeah, because this person was dealing with karma. And by me being with them, I also got bad karma. And you're like, that's why you didn't return to this person. You know, no, I'm not getting back with them. I'm not getting back with them. Because I'm going to end up, I've lost enough being with them. It was someone you shouldn't have got with. But it is what it is now, isn't it? Like, you just, it's over. I mean, there could have been two of you that, you know, come from families where there was domestic violence, or, you know, drugs, alcohol abuse, or whatever, okay? You could have been female and witnessed your mum going through things. This person you was with could have been a man, and they witnessed their dad beating on their mum. Do you understand what I mean? You know? And it stems into your adulthood. But you could have been someone that had never been in a partnership where someone had put hands on you or tried to control you. It was new to you. And you may have always stuck to you, like, nah, I'm not, no man's gonna, or you may have even have spoke to your mother and like, nah, mum, boy, like, why did you allow men to treat you like that? Like, no man are gonna put their hands on me and get away with it. Yeah, there was someone that you was with, some partnership, relationship you was with, it was really toxic. You know, you didn't want things to turn out how it did, you know, you getting arrested or going to jail, whatever it was. You didn't, you know, it wasn't your plan for it to turn out that way. But the situation just led you down, you know. But you was like, no, I'm not going back to it. I'm not going back to it. You may have sat down and thought, you know what, if I ever return to that, boy, next time one of us may not survive. I'm not about to lose my life. Yeah, it's like you moved away from that person. I mean, this could be someone that you have a family with, a child with, okay? Or maybe their family didn't like you. I don't know what it was. Or there definitely was some type of toxic dynamic here. You know, a lot of lies told about you. I don't know. So 10, a completion. So, you know, you ended that relationship, whether it's with, you know, a lover, someone you had children with, a family member, you ended it. The 10 of Cups is a completion. You ended it. You were like, no, I can't deal with this no more. But there could be someone from your past that wants to return, but maybe this could be someone that, you know, you didn't know like that. Okay? You may have just met them once or twice or something like that. You didn't really. It's like, whatever you went through, it's like everyone had their part to play. And I think that's what pissed you off more, because like, it's like the veil's lifted now. It's like you're seeing clearly. Yeah, you had the veil over your eyes, you can see clearly, okay? Because you weren't expecting for someone to do this, or for you to be set up, or for these people to be working behind your back, or that's the last thing that you was expecting. Yeah, devious. They could have stolen money from you. It could have been a lot of things. They could have been in cahoots with their family, whatever. Yeah, look, Queen of Pentacles. They could have been in cahoots with someone. Or you're a leader, you're a boss. Or because of this money situation and paying people, they were like, see the rabbit? You know, like that what's that film again? Watership Down. Like the rabbit hole. Something was. hoping to just drag you down and down and down and down, deeper into the rabbit hole, okay? Like dragging you down, down, down. Maybe they were hoping that you would, you know, take yourself out. Or, you know, there was a situation where you nearly lost your life, or you was a tyrant, a bully, someone that was, I mean, they may have been really tall and muscly, or there was someone here that didn't like this person, and they were like, yeah, that earth sign's a bully. Well, you may have been with this earth sign, and then you may have crossed paths with another guy, and the guy may have said, look after her, you know, she's got a big family. But that could have been a setup as well, making you think like, someone's looking out for me. But they could have, that was part of the act as well, I'm picking up. Or you had someone in your family, an earth sign, that was like, oh, they're just as bad as each other. Like, no sympathy. You know, you could have been someone that had, you know, a laceration across the face, or, you know, you had to get your face stitched up, or, you know, maybe your sister went to the police station with you, or... And maybe your mother, which was a water sign, said, oh, you know, your sister said that you're bad as each other. Like, no compassion. And that could have been a Capricorn sister that was in your family. Like, well, you know what? If I'm the problem, I'm just going to exit left. Bye. You was used as the scapegoat, you know, everything was you were the problem. There was really no support. It's like they used you as the scapegoat. You could have been the empathetic one in the family, where everyone else was just, you know, cold and violent, and I don't know. I'm not disputing that maybe you wasn't, but it could have been a survival mechanism. You know that saying, fight, flight, or freeze? Queen of Pentacles. Someone may have got hold of some information, could have been some inheritance, or someone was like, oh, who's this? You know, could have been someone in your family that got to find out, a water sign, or there was an earth sign that saw some information, or got some information, or they saw something. Oh, that's not fair. How comes they were left that? Someone could have got jealous of that, and that's why all this plays out. They never wanted you receiving this inheritance, or, you know, the inheritance could be what you're working on, what you're working on, whatever you do in your life that you enjoy. Or it could be someone in the family, as a child, who was left something, okay? Could have been a house. And then if you was very young, you wouldn't know about this, would you? So the other sibling or the mother, they were older than you. Oh, well, they're never going to know. They're only a child. They're only a baby. What they don't know don't hurt. Type of energy. There's someone was just like, yeah, I love that, thanks. And she may have shared that with her children in the family. It wasn't hers to share. All these people in the cult, they go around doing this, stealing people's inheritances, homes. You could have been living in poverty and you shouldn't have been. Yeah, there's something here to do with either someone was like wanting to be the head of the family, something to do with Capricorn. She may have used that money to, you know, go abroad, fly out here and fly out there and go to this cruise liner and go on that cruise liner and go here with her partner. She may have used that money to, you know, set up a business for her and her partner, and it wasn't her money. Or to cover the fact that she had this money, she may have got with someone that, you know, I don't know, is a builder or electrician, or do you understand? It's like, yeah, you're definitely born into a karmic family. Or the person that you got in a relationship with, they were a karmic. Yeah, you laid the situation to rest. I mean, again, as I said, there was something that you was like, well, it's either me or them. Again, there was a toxic dynamic. Well, if I stay in this relationship, I may end up losing my life. Let me exit stage left. Yeah, you definitely laid the situation to rest. Or someone here, their partner may have passed away. Someone around them that they were doing magic with. Okay, you see this woman there? You see her hair's down, but here it's up in the bun. That could be the same woman. There's someone in her group, in her team, that passed away through this magic. Okay? And they thought like you were going to be the sacrifice, but then they ended up sacrificing one of their own. Or someone that got really sick because they kept doing it. And they were like, yeah, if I do this one more time, it's definitely going to work. But they ended up taking themselves out. The devil comes to collect. Or this could have just been you, you know, laying in bed resting and praying. Or someone could have, yeah, someone got sick. Four swords represents someone being ill, sick. Someone could have maybe they'd done this spell for the last time they got sick and passed away. Someone may have had a connection with Hollywood or something like that, or someone's family knew actors, or Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Anubis was protecting your fortune. I mean, you could be someone that comes from Egypt. And you could also be a water sign. Okay? You could have Egyptian bloodline, or you are Egyptian, or your family done this to you. A brother, a sister, someone in your family that stole your inheritance. Maybe they made up lies about you, got you put in hospital, or got you sections, or they had, you know, the power to put you under section blah blah blah, you was detained. Or they may have spiked something in your food or drink that made you act out a way that you usually wouldn't act out. Yeah, they may have, these people that spike in your food, spike in your drink, you were then acting out. Or they put some magic or witchcraft over you where some entity was attached to you and you acted out weird, or the family were behind this. And you could be Egyptian, some of you. You could be a water sign. Or there was someone that was Egyptian that was part of a family that come against you. Or you may have had a connection with Egypt. There could have been someone from, I don't know. You may have had a partner that was your first boyfriend, and you may have got pregnant. That person may have not wanted the baby. You may have lost the baby, or somebody terminated the baby, but you still got the connection with Egypt, okay? Because you still carried that. You still had you were still pregnant. Or it could have been someone that you had a relationship with back in the day that was Egyptian. And maybe you remember this person saying, oh, you will never have nothing. I'm hearing the name Muhammad. This could have been someone that you met, could have been your first partner. And then they may have moved on and had children with someone else. And maybe when that person left you, they were like, oh, you'll never have nothing. And you remember back what this person said, like, okay. So that could have been from when you was 18, 17, 18. They could have had a family with someone else. Maybe the partner they got with said that they were mean, or you heard through the grapevine that the other mother to their children said that they were mean, or they were part of this, or yeah, the devil. You know what I find? It's like as soon as you start hitting the nail on the head, people want to start being clever. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but I'm not stupid. Anyway, when people know you start speaking the truth, or oh my God, yeah, they're on the right path there, yeah, they're speaking the truth, quick. Let's try to divert them. Page of Swords. Someone was watching, someone was getting information. A page, a Gemini, a Libra, Aquarius. guarded, watching. Whether they were guarding over you, watching out for you, or they were watching to get information to take back. Because you start paying attention to people around you, you're like, yeah, I know what's going on now. There's absolutely nothing that no one can... Like, you see clearly, the veil's lifted, you see clearly. These energies can't sneak around you now. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly, this magic ain't working anymore. The veil, yeah? The veil was thin anyway, but the veil's lifted. All this was to keep you in a toxic cycle, to stop you from having love. These people were evil. And these people that were stalking and watching and creeping, yeah, you know. You're like, all right, I know the group you're attached to. You know. Like, there's no point in them even creeping around your energy no more, because you know. There's some type of bad karma. So again, at the beginning, when I was meant to have said Aries and I said area, it was people from an area. The world, a cycle's closed out. You've got protection around you from this. Water sign, another air signs, earth signs and fire signs, okay? You're protected from them. King of Cups. There could be someone here that has a lot of emotions, that understands what you've been through, okay? There's someone here that sees what exactly was going on or what these people have been up to. This is a big operation. I mean, there was a group of them involved and a lot of money involved, okay? This is someone that's also empathetic, okay? And could be protection. There could be someone here that is protecting you. You've got protection around you. Whether it's a King of Cups or oh look, Death cards. Knight of Wands. I mean, this could have been another person in regards to relationships that they may have also set on your path. The Lovers, like relationships. You know, again, you're thinking before you jump into things in regards to who you get in a relationship with. Whatever the choice, it should not be made lightly, as the ramifications will be lasting. With the Death card there, do you understand? Again, look, we have the Sphinx. Someone here could have been, maybe their bloodline, maybe they were Egyptian, or maybe, you know, they have that. I mean, we have... These people have ancient information. okay? And they've been using that ancient information. It's ancient information. Osiris, Isis, Horus, central figures in Egyptian mythology. Osiris of the underworld, afterlife. It's like they used ancient information. Or they got this ancient information. You know, in regards to the death card, like, you know, either something's come to an end, or you dodged a bullet, or someone threatened you, or and you didn't take lightly to threats, okay? Or they sent someone around you to cause your death. And because you knew of this information, you were like, you were prepared, okay? But you also had protection. Where's that card going? I just had that. You may have come across a water sign. Pisces, a Cancer, Scorpio. This person could have had, or could have been Egyptian. Where's the card gone? So just give me a minute. Let's look at this card. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This could have been someone else that was connected to a family member of yours, someone that lived next door to your mum, someone that's connected to a Leo that is in your family, someone that come and use some threatening words towards you, or you caught them stealing, or you had a camera and you caught them, okay, something like that. Or you spoke of something concerning this person, and this person may have sat in front of you and said something like about tying some woman up and robbing them, and raping then, them, and you may have been thinking, oh, what you talk like? And they were like, oh, they were going to write a book, something like that, but really, they were directing it at you. And you were like, oh, is that what you're planning? Yeah. Something about a water sign. They may have been locked up for something that they've done in the past. This person could be very dark. Yeah, that they had a sinister plan for you to cause your ending. I mean, don't get me wrong, you weren't living in fear at all. You knew this, but you weren't living in fear. Because that's how they want to get you anyway. They want you living in fear. And then when you're living in fear, they've got that type of power over you. Do you understand what I mean? And you were like, you weren't living in fear. You're just carrying on with the day chores or doing whatever you needed to do. They could have already sacrificed someone in the family. Could have been a water sign. This could have been your family that was involved in this because they got the inheritance. Or they put a life insurance policy. You see this earth sign here. She's got that coin in her hands. And she's like, all right, okay. Yeah, Scorpio passed over in the family. But there was a Capricorn involved. There's a fire sign involved. An earth sign. Water, earth, fire. These people were working with, they had them and their flying monkeys, okay? They were working, this was like spiritual warfare, to be honest. That's why a lot of you, yeah, you showed up in regards to what your warrior energy, speaking truth, being in your authority through your words, but drinking and taking drugs and being in toxic dynamics, no. Because you know their witchcraft, these spells would work, and this is why you removed yourself from these situations, okay? Because they have this ancient knowledge. They know, but you know as well. And yeah, they've done this a lot. This is how they obtained the wealth. Do you understand? But yeah, there was definitely someone here. It wasn't, it's like, you know, that they couldn't believe, open mouth, shocks, like, no, there's no way. Like this person, how comes this ain't happened? Who are they? Well, everyone else didn't have protection around them. You did. These people may have been even saying, like, that person's not human. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, this has never happened before. This is no way. Again, you've got some type of connection with Egypt as well. As I said, there could have been someone who's in a relationship with years ago. You could have carried their child, okay, which still you have the connection. And Anubis was protecting it. Protecting what is yours. You could be a starseed. Oh, I can smell a lot. I can smell weed. It stinks. Wait a minute, let me shut this door. Yeah, I can smell it. Weed. It stinks. And my sense of smell is really heightened. Oh, shut the door. Yeah, they worked with. I don't know, maybe someone's walking past and smoking it. It really stinks. There's someone's stinks. Yeah, these people, they had this ancient knowledge, okay? Yeah, they had this ancient knowledge. And they were working with that knowledge to receive their wealth, okay? Yeah. Again. They may have used people in your family to come against you because they lied and casted these illusions. You know, some of you, they could have turned your children against you, but they lied to your children. Maybe, you know, there was a thing that they told your children. I don't know, a fire sign. Maybe they used your child. Maybe some of you, your child went to Egypt. or someone here was an earth angel like you, or, you know, these people may have, your child may have been in the music industry, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. Well, they tried to turn your child that way. Or someone did go to Egypt to get some knowledge. The Hermit. Virgo energy. You're your spirit. Spirit caught this snake. Again, there was something about dogs and your energy. Or spirit would communicate to you through animals. Dogs, birds. I'm picking up more dogs. The star, you may come from constellation, starseed, okay? You know, again, in regards to this ancient knowledge that they got, that they think that you would never get or know where you come from. You know who you are. You know where you come from. You could have people from the same people that are starseeds just like you, okay? Again, this star, you know, I keep mentioning, you know, like Jesus in the manger, okay? And the square. Jesus was a messenger. They come against Jesus. He died for our sins. Some of you are messengers. They come for you. It's like history repeating itself. Do you understand? Hi. But you're healing. Okay? There's something to do with water that's healing. 3 of Wands. There could have been a fire sign here that started seeing something from a higher perspective, okay? Again, there's good ones and there's bad ones. Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. Again, they definitely tried to turn your family against you. Some of them they did. Some of them they just cared about the money. Others of them, they had drug habits and they didn't mind throwing you under the bus because they had addictions and the devil had control of them. If you've got children, you could have been trying to give your child the heads up, listen, stay away from blah, 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 you know. Eight of Swords. Yeah, these people wanting to have you backed into a corner. That's why some of you, wherever you lived, it was like, wherever they put you, they wanted you in a corner, feeling trapped. So you, wherever you lived, it could have been like, you know, a home, a flat. You may have had like all these black gates around your home, okay? And you may have stood back and looked, oh, wait a minute, how comes the rest of the flats ain't got that, okay? They tried to restrict you, imprison you in your home, okay? There was some type of tower, something backfired. Yeah, it's to do with a community, or you could be getting celebrated, okay? Yeah, you started noticing everything around you. I mean, there could have been a neighbour that you saw like that kept mumbling words. It could have been living on, I don't know what floor, maybe a couple of floors underneath you. The same one where they left the package outside your door, okay? And then they used other neighbours that was under the influence. And you just saw through everything. You're a seer. You could have been hearing things, conversations with your name, conversations people were having about you in rooms that you weren't in. You got all the clairs. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, that person's there. Look at all that money in that. Yeah, you was dealing with Freemason group that are part of a cult. It's as simple as that. Okay, Free Mason. The free there, Free Mason cult group. That's what you're dealing with. Someone knew your ships were coming in. Someone tried to rush. Someone may have tried to rush towards you for the last time to try to, you know, get in a relationship with you. I mean, the Knight of Wands is an in and out energy. It's like they tried again, or they may have thought like they could rush towards you. Or you weren't about to deal with these people from your past. Like the veil's lifted. You see everything. You know what's going on. You may not know like all of it, but you know enough. And why is this person creeping outside my door? Okay. Yeah, he's dealing with Freemasons, cult. You weren't fighting flesh and blood. You was fighting spiritual warfare. Okay. And because who you were connected to, the Most High, angels, everything they tried, all these rituals, it's backfired. Some of them are taking themselves out. I mean, whether or not you had someone as a mother that was involved in this and they passed away, or you had a father that was part of this, they passed away, maybe you come from a toxic family, or they were mad that you weren't like them. Yeah, you brought this karmic family. You could have been the earth angel of the family. Your light may have irritated their demons. You could have had a mother that you used to try to hug and they push you away. And it's like all these little signs that you started picking up, like, okay. They couldn't take your energy. Or you had an earth sign sister that, you know, tried to squeeze you tight and you were like, let go of me. Like, you know, like when people are forceful to hug you. The Fool, Virgo energy. Something about someone falling from grace. Or something about someone hanging on for dear life. Okay? I don't know if that's literally. Or they were two warns. They too were warns, like, to stop. Someone could be hanging on for dear life. I don't know, someone's in hospital, or someone got enough warning signs, don't do it, and they kept doing it. And this could either be, you've gone through a spiritual transformation. This could be angel of death coming, because, again, they want to sacrifice you. You was very much protected, because you're no longer part of this toxic, dark situation, energies, or whatever it is that you used to do, or whatever, okay? Energies that are part of this. Someone could be hanging on for dear life. Someone's partner may have passed away. The Hierophant. A Hierophant, yeah. You was given this knowledge by the Most High, okay? And in regards to the knowledge about, Egypt, and the knowledge that these people have received, and the knowledge that they know going back centuries, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, you also have received the knowledge, which is the secret. There could have been some people that were in the church, like, oh my God, that knowledge, like, no one knows of that knowledge. They could be shocked. No one's ever spoke of this, or no one's ever known about this knowledge. How? God works through you. God is in you. God is around you. See? The Most High is protecting you. I'm going to stop. I don't even like that word, like God, because when you spell it backwards, it spells dog, and I don't like that. And God isn't a dog. So I'm going to say the Most High. I'm going to stop. I don't like that word. Because sometimes these people use these words and really, they like I showed you that thing I put up on my About page the other day about the pastor, cursing out Jesus, and that pastor literally is that. Sow your seed, yeah? If you want blessings, sow your seed. We take payment cards, like, yeah, I bet you do. Sow your seed. The more you sow, the more blessings you get. And you've got people here, under some illusion and influence, and you've got people like, and really they don't even know what they're praying to that. And then some of them like are paying these people so much money that, you know, they can't, that they end up losing homes, or there could be someone's parents here and they're like, God, my mum and dad are always giving to the church, and I keep telling them, stop giving to this church. Yeah? Some of you, divine feminine, divine masculine, you may have come across pastors in your time and they're like, sow your seed. Yeah? You're like, yeah, no, you're good, thanks. You're not about to get no money out of me. Alright? A real pastor wouldn't be saying sow your seed and all that, okay? Yeah? Stop using the Most High's name. Yeah? That's another thing, the Most High's not happy about. You know, and I'm sure some of you have seen clips where there's been pastors and they're mocking God in the church, and then they, you know, drop down. There was another guy that was part of a religious background, which wasn't English, and he started mocking God. And then the next thing, he was paralysed. He couldn't speak. I think for how many years? 14 years. He passed away after that. He couldn't speak. But in his eyes, like, he'd look like this. He would look like he could see something. He looked really scared, like in the bed, like he was seeing something. I'm telling you, don't mock the Most High. I mean, if that person that was from a different religion, like the same one that was, you know, struck down and couldn't speak, if he was part of this or doing that, maybe he was seeing things, and that's why his face was like, he looked shook for his life. Let me tell you, I must try to find it again. Yeah, don't mock the Most High. I'm telling you. You see, these people that work with these, they're not protected. And then when things start falling apart in their life, then they want to start praying. But the Most High doesn't, the Most High, oh look, they're at it again. Ugh. These people, they've got attachments, sex demons, I'm telling you. They've got attachments. I don't think they can help it. They've got attachments. They need to go for a cleansing. Telling you, yeah? They need to go for a spiritual cleansing. Yeah, they're definitely, yeah, they've got attachment. Let me put my other headphones on, because I don't want to, that's better. So yeah, these people have attachments, okay? And they're trying to, like, all them, like, God, the Most High is seeing what these people are doing, okay? There ain't, you know, they want you to join in, like, later. I won't touch you with a 10-foot barge pole, okay? Six of Swords, you're moving forward to calmer waters. Some of you could have even have helped the homeless, you know. Yeah, I remember once this guy said, oh, he's hungry. We needed some money to get some food. I think it's up South East London. I said, I'll get you a McDonald's. He was grateful for that. Yeah, I got him a McDonald's. There's been a few times I've walked past people and thrown them a pound or two. But, you know, you put good out, you get good back. You see, some of these people as well, they're tested because, you know, you may see someone like that on the roads in rags, you know, not looking so great. And you may not even know that it could be an angel that you're dealing with, or it could be, you know, someone disguised. Yeah? And then, you know, you get people mocking him. Ah, look at you, smelly. Look at you begging. And really, you don't even know who you're talking to. But we've got this cult here, Libra, that have got your, they've got your inheritance. They've stolen your inheritance. Okay? Not only that, they've done life insurance policies as well. Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be someone, again, people know to go by the sea because salt water heals you. It's healing. Okay, again, as I said, salt has been used for millions of years, thousands of years, okay? Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, equal, given. No, yeah, I mean, you're balanced. Something has to be given back to you, okay? Or something about some wire transfer overseas. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, look, we had, where was that family? A minute. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Where did I put that? Okay. Yeah. So there's someone here that's, you know, working with their family. Okay. This is a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo. This is someone that's younger. They could be connected to, you know, either the water sign is their family, or they call this group or these people their family, or they are family relations, okay? Ten of Cups. Again, where you was dealing with, you know, there could have been a little short man that looked like that, but he used to drive around in like in a, you know, like what old people ride in. Electric chairs, yeah? And that could have been another neighbour that was under the influence of some type of drugs or was easily influenced. All these people involved, and these are people that were from an area that you lived in or a place that you lived at, all of them involved for taking payments. Yeah, all of them involved. Some of them could have lost homes, okay? Or now because they didn't care about you and they received these payments, they've sold their soul to the devil and now they have no protection. They've lost their home. They could be made homeless, okay? There's a group. Yeah. Joining me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Bye.